Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today, I rewatched the first episode of Smallville as someone who's only seen about 5 total episodes. This episode named Pilot because it debuted in the early 2000s when that term was widely used for first episodes. Introduces us to an entire generation as we are introduced to a teenage Clark Kent before the Cape, the Fortress, and even the Daily Planet. Let's break down the story, characters, and why this episode still hits over 20 years later. This show wastes no time getting to the good stuff. We open in 1989 as a freak meteor shower rains down on the small town of Smallville, Kansas. A young Clark Kent, only 3 years old, crash lands in a spaceship and is found by Jonathan and Martha Kent, who raised him as their own. Flash forward to the present day, Clark is now a teenager played by Tom Welling, dealing with typical high school drama, except he can bench press tractors and run faster than cars. He's crushing hard on Lana Lang, Kirsten Creek, but she's dating this football jockey named Whitney, and Clark can't even get a word in to Lana without tripping over his awkwardness. We also meet a young Lex Luthor, Michael Rosenbaum, who arrives in the town after crashing his car into the river, only saved by Clark in a major slow-motion rescue scene. This moment kickstarts one of the most iconic frenemies in superhero TV history. The villain of the week, well, it's Jeremy Creek, a former student who was in a coma for 12 years after the meteor shower. He wakes up with electric powers and decides to kill current students who are continuing their hazing culture that left him traumatized. Clark discovers more of his strength and begins to accept that he's different, even if he doesn't fully understand what he is yet. In the final scenes, Lex starts to show he's both grateful and suspicious of Clark, setting the tone for a long and complicated relationship. Well, does Smallville hold up today? Absolutely. While the CGI may feel a little bit out of dated, I think it still works. The heart of the story is timeless. Tom Welling nails the awkward charm but emotional weight that Clark's journey brings. These themes of identity, isolation, and destiny are woven beautifully into the script. The meteor shower origin story was a smart twist to give the show permission to mix in the freak of the week, superpowered enemies, while still building towards Superman's legacy. Also, Michael Rosenbaum's Lex Luthor is immediately a standout. He's charismatic, morally complex, and not immediately evil, which makes his eventual turn so much more tragic. You instantly want to trust him, and that makes the tension so compelling. The chemistry between the core cast is pretty solid, and the pacing is tight. The show isn't afraid to ask the big questions about fate versus free will right from episode 1. So Smallville helped pave the way for shows like The Arrow, The Flash, and the entire CW lineup. The no tights, no flights policy actually works in this show's favor, focusing on the person behind the powers. For a long-time fans of the show, the pilot is a nostalgic look back at where it all began, and for newcomers, it's a surprisingly strong start to a coming-of-age story with epic stakes. So what's my verdict? Will I continue to watch Smallville? Absolutely. And as I do, I will review each season and rank them on the channel. However, those might take a minute, so make sure you hit like, subscribe, and the bell icon so you don't miss our next review. And until next time, stay super nerds.